hey, I ended last segment with a Mantine and began this one with a Mantine. But it's a different one because I went back and healed and everything. So, let me just... whatever. Yeah, it's going to be more trainers, except this time I actually have something to talk about, sort of. I really should have talked about it last time, but I didn't think about it at all. And that subject is the concept of the fusion evolutions. I've brought this up before. Actually, not even fusion evolutions, just fusion in Pokemon in general. I know I've talked about it, but I don't remember if it was only in a comment or if I actually said it in a video. But basically, the concept is just that there is a machine that can fuse together Pokemon to create, like, a Chimera, or whatever you want to call it, combining the two. People say that this is a rip-off of Digimon or something. I haven't played that, so I can't be ripping it off if I'm unaware of it. Okay, whatever. Don't you have an inner tube? You really don't. Anyway, the thing with fusions, it's similar to breeding, but it has its own distinct advantages and disadvantages. First of all, instead of having two parents that create a baby that is separate, they both disappear and become the new one. And in order to convince them to do this, they have to both be at max happiness, because like they have to trust you enough to go through with it. So it takes a little bit more effort to get ready for the breeding. It doesn't have to be a male and a female, but they do have to be the same level. And then what happens is, like, the fusion one will be the same level as the two parents, or not really parents, but I just call them that out of tradition. I don't know what else to call them. And it's the same species as whichever one you choose to be the dominant. You choose a dominant and a recessive. And it doesn't revert to lowest evolutionary form either. If you do like a Charizard and a Blastoise together, and choose Charizard as the dominant, it's going to come out as a Charizard still. So, and then the recessive, that's where the moves get pulled from. Basically, it's like, if it can be learned through level up, TM, or an egg move, it will be passed over. However, whatever the dominant one has is completely ignored in this situation. Let's head over to 7 Island now. Gotta stop talking about this pretty soon so I can actually focus on what's going on in the game. But I gotta finish talking about it. Where was I going? I don't know what this guy's talking about. Okay, whatever. Trying to remember where I was left off in my... Oh yeah, the Sevi Islands, if you didn't know, it ends with VII, which is the Roman numeral 7, which is kind of cool. But, anyway, I'm just trying to think of more stuff with the fusion, because there's a lot more to it. But, basically, when the new one comes out, I already discussed, like, where it gets the moves from and stuff. The nature is randomly generated unless you give one of the parents an everstone, and then it will be 100% a chance of it getting that one. I wanted it to be a lot less random than breeding, but, it is also slightly more inconvenient, because, in addition to having to get both of the parents at max happiness, the baby comes out at, 0 happiness as well. It's not a baby. I don't know what terminology to use here. Yeah, it comes out at the lowest, whatever, and it disobeys you, even if you have all the badges. They're treated separate. They're, like, treated a different way from other Pokemon here, because it's like a conflict of the two, like, minds melded together. And so, as you raise the happiness, it becomes more likely to listen to you. And once it gets up to max, then it will always listen to you. And so, I don't really know why I'm talking about this. It's just something to talk about. I thought it was an interesting idea. It could use some tweaking, but I tried to make it balanced so breeding isn't completely inferior now, but you'd still, like, you'd pick which one you want for the situation. And then the thing with this is that there would also be certain evolutions you can get this way. You can't just combine anything, but, like, the one I had in mind was, Sunflora with Cherrim, because they're both just pure grass types that sort of depend on the sun. And so, I'm not exactly sure what kind of flower that would come out as, but, the ability would be, like, it raises all the stats in sun, but lowers them in, like, rain or hail or whatever. I'm not going to do Trainer Tower. I will come back for that another time. You can find Azurill here. I don't remember if it's surfing or fishing. But, yeah, you can find that there. I'll get it off screen at some point. Let's just head downward. Did I go in this building yet? Whatever. So, yeah, enough with the stupid fusion crap. Swords Dance. Actually, I'm curious. Can anyone learn that? Well, Molly can. I don't know if Peeves can. Whatever. I'm not gonna learn it. You do that. And now I'm back to having nothing to say, because the fusion crap kind of, like, took over. But, I don't know, if you think that's an interesting idea, like, tell me. I mean, obviously, it's not like it's going to have an effect on what the developers actually do with black and white versions, but I think it would be cool if they implemented something similar to that. And another... I mean, part of the reason I wanted something like this to exist is so they can evolve the stuff that needs it, but, like, some of them would be really redundant, like Plusle and Minun. There's no reason to give them separate evolutions, because they're basically the same thing. So you just combine them into one thing, and there you go. It's like now they're not as useless anymore. You could do that with, like, Lunatone and Solrock. The Sunflower Cherrim one I already mentioned. I don't know what else you could do it with. A bunch of stuff. You just have to use your recassuation. Wait, would I have survived that? I gotta check now if I had more or less than 20 HP. Okay, then. Yeah, I would have survived that. That's kind of weird. Wonder why it chose to use that. No hidden item. What is this? Yeah, this is the canyon entrance. I do not remember what you can find here. Well, you can find Donphin. I had one and then traded it away. I think you can find Fearow here. Really hard to remember exactly what it is that is in each area. But I'm pretty close to having everything now, so, yeah. So many trainers. What is there left to talk about? There's going to be... The entire trainer hill is going to have like a bazillion of them. But I think I'm just going to go through all that off screen. Maybe show like the last of each section. I don't really remember how trainer hill works. I think there's like 3 different conditions you can do it under. And then you get prizes that in this hack will be completely useless, but in the regular game it's evolution, like the trade evolution items. You can get like extras. I don't know if it has any sort of a purpose other than that. Not really a priority of mine, but I think unlike the Battle Frontier stuff, you actually do get experience from it, so assuming that I'm correct in that, it'll be helpful for buffing up my levels a little bit, because I kind of need to do that. Because I'm just barely matching all these generic trainers, but once I start getting into all the bonus, like, bagels. I say bagel at least once per segment. It's pretty pathetic. Yeah, I'm going to need to be higher level. I still don't know if I'm going to be doing the Elite Four rematch or not. Will you stop with the first turn defrosting crap? It's like every time I'm lucky enough to get a freeze, it doesn't even matter. It's so stupid. Why must we keep hanging on by a thread? Oh, lordy. Them city folk. Yeah, I'm working on a location list for this game, so hopefully people will find that helpful. It's kind of proving to be annoying to make, but I'm going to commit to it. So yeah, this is Sea Vault Canyon. I'm not going to bother fighting the trainers here. Let's just see if I can find something cool. Build them, that's cool. Pupitar, okay. I'm gonna have to catch that, but I'll do it off screen. Let's just see if I can find something else. I got like 15 seconds left, and I just don't feel like ending it. Must drag it out as long as possible. Yeah, I don't know. You can find Metang here. Here's a Pharaoh. I thought I didn't catch a Pharaoh yet. I don't know. Whatever.